We respect the generous sharing of traditional wisdom and knowledge. We commit to honoring paths towards self-determination. The adoption of the agenda, could I get a mover and a seconder? Councillor Gowans and Councillor Merrill. Any discussion? All in favor? Motion's carried. Declaration of conflict of interest or pecuniary interest. Anyone? Nobody? Delegations, presentations, or petitions. Monday night, we had the Muskrat Jamboree here. Item 5, public question period. Item 6.1, the minutes of March 6th and 8th, 2023 council meetings. Could I get a mover and a seconder? Councillor Devlin and Councillor Harder. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Yes.
Carried. 7.1, the action items list. Any comments? Nothing. Item 8.1, Muskrat Jamboree request for donations. You have the amended request in front of you. The recommended motion is, be it resolved, Inuvik Town Council hereby approves an in-kind donation for the Muskrat Jamboree for the 2023 festival taking place from April 21st to 24th, 2023, to include the following: the donation of the Midnight Sun Complex Community Hall, the Roy Sudlow Arena dry floor sound system portable stage, pipes and drapes, barricades, tables, porta potties, and garbage bins as per the application for donation, and building maintenance assistance to Midnight Sun Complex staff during the festival of the MSC, as well as providing staff assistance to set up the river cycle. I need a mover and a seconder. Councillor Day and Councillor Merrill. Discussion. Councillor Gowans.
I'm just going over my notes from our meeting on Monday, and my understanding was they didn't need the community hall for in-kind and also the sound system for in-kind.
We'll check on that. Sound system and what?
The community hall.
So Louise has been in contact sort of with it, so you maybe clarify for us, for council.
Yeah, you're right, that they don't need they don't need the hall.
Okay.
And they don't need the sound system because they're gonna have Polar Pro or whatever set up their sound system for them.
Okay, we'll delete those two items from the recommendation. Any further discussion? Councillor Devlin.
Yeah, I'm in favor of this motion, so I'll be voting on it tonight. I think they completed their application, certainly the amended application that was sent to us. So I'm satisfied that they sort of met the requirements this year as we put out. I was kind of hoping that they would be attending tonight. I had some questions to ask them just about their financial reporting. They certainly are in good standing with corporate registries, and we were supplied with 4 years of balance sheets and profit and loss statements, which I thank them for. But I do note that they are very much, according to their balance sheets, very much an unaccounted cash organization. Over the last 4 years, they raised $401,226 in cash, and they don't seem to. I was hoping they'd be here tonight to confirm. They don't seem to have done any independent financial audits, certainly not in the last 4 years. With that type of cash, sort of being sort of unaccountable cash. Flowing back and forth, that raises all sorts of red flags. As we on council, one of our charges is fiduciary duty for the town in general. It's also to keep an eye out for potential schemes, I could say. We have lottery regulations that we fall under, and certainly we require very intensive reporting even for small $3,000 bingos. And that is also sometimes doubly audited by the town as well. So we do have a regime here of sort of asking for, basically independent financials when we can, just to be able to protect our citizens and our public. I will note that there are a number of volunteer-driven nonprofits in our community, and pretty much for the most part, I know that all of them do spend the $6,000 to $10,000 a year on an independent financial audit. Some of it is required under certain contribution agreements, and some of it is just required as a sign of good governance as well. We have the option as council, I confirmed this with the SAO earlier this week, we have the option to ask that on a donation request, we can require some additional information, including copies of an independent financial audit. So my recommendation or my suggestion would be if we could add an amendment onto this motion tonight, just asking them if they would, well, not asking them to come next year with a donation, but with a completed independent financial audit. I think it would put a lot of the questions to rest and also sort of offer some guarantees to the citizens of this town who sort of donate $4,000 or $100,000 to this organization. And I will say this, I in no way think the organization is in any trouble at all. I think they do a tremendous job for our community, and I support them 100%. I do feel that, there are times where slightly better governance can only benefit all of us. And so this is one of these requests. So thank you for your time. Yes.
Thank you for that, Councillor Devlin. Yes, we can certainly ask for it next year. However, I don't think it should be part of this motion. That's a totally separate area altogether in my mind. SAO Hood and I were actually discussing the donation policy today, so we may be working on it with the idea of amending it and tightening up a few areas. Hopefully that will satisfy the requirements. Further, Councillor Devlin.
I'm just wondering that this resolution here does not mention $2,500 cash donation. Is that removed, or is that just?
I believe because it's part of the policy, it doesn't have to be in there.
Thank you.
Any further discussion? None? All those in favor? Opposed? Motion's carried. Thank you. We have no bylaws. Department head reports, economic development and tourism report. Could I get a motion to accept? Councillor Harder and a seconder, Councillor Gowans. Any discussion? None. All those in favor? Thank you. Motion's carried. Before we go on, Monday night, I meant to mention the fact that our pool is now open and a resounding success on the weekend. We owe, I guess, a debt of thanks to staff at the MSC in particular for the work that they did and what they put up with for the last 2 or 3 years, listening to people ask, when's the pool going to be open? Well, it's finally open. So I think they deserve a vote of thanks, as does SAO Hood, who put a lot of work into that as well. And I don't know how he even has any hair left, to be quite honest. I thought he would have pulled it all out by now. Anyway, thank you very much, everyone. Item 11, information items, strategic priorities chart, no question. Aurora Research Institute, one project. Item 12, council concerns, anything tonight? Nothing, thank you. We have no in camera, I need a motion to adjourn. Councillor Merrill, in favor. Thank you very much.
Night, Whitney.